Man, oh man, it seems like the season is flying already as the
Whew.
Washington Commanders have wrapped up the first quarter of the season sitting at 2-2. Had to go out and get my guy Rio Robinson to talk about the Washington Commanders first 4 weeks of the season. Let's do it.
Shout out to Juan Gotti talking sports. You know what it is.
Shout out Juan Gotti talking sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
YouTube, what's going on? It's your man Juan Gotti here, and today I got my guy Rio Robison. Rio, we ain't gonna waste no time. Look at the hat, fire up top, man. Let me go ahead and get that. Let's see if I can do this.
Oh yeah, you already know. Get the Bill hat. Feed Bill. Hashtag feed Bill. Hashtag he'll learn the block later. Put someone on the field to protect the quarterback because I need to see the most talented player in the backfield on the field more. This guy, Bill, is like that, man. We got to get him on the field more, Juan.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Definitely. And I saw his mom, very nice, lady, took a picture with her and everything. Definitely got to get that guy on the field more. I mean, it just establish the run more. I want Bill to be the RB1 as we know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he clearly is the most talented one, Rio. But, like,
yeah.
Whether it's Bill, Chris Rodriguez, or J-Mac, in my opinion, it's clear that this team is at its best when they established the run game early on, and that's something that was shown in the Raiders game, and that it was something that it showed in the Falcons game a little bit if you look at the statistics of everything. But I guess we'll talk about the defense in a sense. But let's just get into the first thing, the Falcons game since it's most recent. When we talked about the season prior to it starting, I told everyone, like, I had a bad feeling about this game. Now, what did I believe we would be walking into that game banged up with no Jaden Daniels, no turn? No, I didn't. I just had a bad feeling about it because, like they say, all streaks must come to an end. Give me your overall assessment of that game. 34-27, I was there, so I mean, I'll talk a little bit about it, but I just want to know your vantage point of it, being at the crib with it.
I'm sorry that you had to travel to that one, that you went all the way to the A to watch us make Michael Penix Jr. look like the second coming of Steve Young, Drake London, the second coming of Calvin Megatron Johnson. But overall, first take is 27 points on the road with your backup quarterback is supposed to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. With your backup quarterback who only threw for 156 on the day, he managed to put up 27 points of offense. Matt Gay did not miss a kick. That's supposed to get it done versus an Atlanta Falcons team that was shut out and didn't get into the opponent's red zone the week prior. You're not supposed to go out and get 500 yards of offense put on you by that team. But we knew they had weapons, and them weapons galore, they got to it right away, and it felt like they scored every time they touched the football. The team finally forced a turnover, and it still wasn't enough, and they pretty much had to give us a turnover for us to have a turnover at this point. But offensively, I didn't think Cliff called the greatest game, but he called a good enough game that we left some stuff on the field and put up 27 on the road. Defensively, that's an F all around for me on every level. The pass rush, the tackling, the secondary. My goodness, Joe Witt Jr.'s seat warmers have been turned on, and them joints, it's only going to get warmer by the week. But this is a disappointing game. Like, for as horrible as September was for us with all of the injuries, the out for the seasons, the without Terry, the without Jaden, we could have managed to moonwalk out of September 3-1, not playing good football and without our quarterback for 2 weeks. And we blew a beautiful opportunity. And now we have no choice but to get right to it in October with a big game versus a very good team who's probably playing better football than us right now in the LA Chargers, despite losing to our division rival Giants on Sunday. So how did it feel in the dome on Sunday? Let me know what were the vibes like in there from a Washington fan perspective.
So I'll start by this before we get to like the overall feeling of the loss. I mean, I'm not telling no one that. I mean, telling them anybody anything new. We know their stadium is amazing. Like that, it's like bringing a hood kid to the suburbs for the first time. I walked it like, so before you even can walk in the stadium, like from basically the outside, you can already see the inside, the seating and everything. And
it's gorgeous.
It was amazing in terms of the look. It's just like, man, 2030, you need to hurry up so we can see what ours gonna look like. And I can just only imagine what our new stadium is gonna be. The overall experience, like that is probably the cheapest stadium that you're gonna go to in terms of pricing. Like all you need is probably $20-$25, and you can really
that's crazy.
Grub and go crazy. So shout out to Arthur Blank for that.
That's one busy at Northwest Stadium. That's one both sides.
Without a doubt. You better not want no alcohol out here because you know that's $25 a bottle or some shit. But what else? Let's see. The fans, I was very, very wrong about Falcons fans. I thought they had no fan base for real. Like when I walked in, I'm like, where the hell are they fans at? Like it was all burgundy and gold. It was empty seating everywhere. But about 12:55 p.m. that all changed, and it was very cool. Their fan base is lit. But it's the Mecca though. Atlanta is the Mecca for hip hop and you know our culture in a sense for African American people and whatnot. But
I know that shit felt like a cultural experience in there, bro.
Man, I mean, every 2 seconds they're like, "Oh, little baby, oh, Jermaine Dupri, oh, Trey Songz," and I'm like, "Oh man!" Like it was definitely dope for that atmosphere. But the realistic for what I came from, for all the other people I was with, they can't, you know, obviously experiencing Atlanta, the fun, drinking, smoking, whatever, entertainment, whatever. I came for the game. Okay. Right. So for my that make or broke my weekend. And when I tell you I was just like sick because not that we lost. A loss happens. It's the fact that like I don't know if many people have experienced a road loss. That hits different. Like, okay, we lose at home. I mean, it happens.
You gotta think about it on the whole ride back.
Yes, right. Like that was my first time ever experiencing out my team lose in person. So there goes my undefeated streak, home or away. That was my first ever road game, and it's just like you're surrounded by enemy territory, so you can't even be comforted. Like it's okay, it's cool. You got them screaming, excited. It hits different. Like it really, you feel defeated after walking out that stadium. Really, I mean. I think someone saw like my clip on Instagram and genuinely had to check on me to make sure I'm good. I'm like, okay, I'm good in that sense. Like, don't worry, like nothing too crazy is gonna happen. But for sure, it hits different. I don't wish a weight loss on anybody, and not that you can guarantee a victory in this league clearly by showing by the Browns last week and the Giants this past week. But if you want to go to a Commanders away game, just try to think of, okay, we should have this one in the bag at least a little bit because, oh man, it was definitely rough. It was definitely depressing. And then seeing how it played out. I mean, you talked about it. This defense, we'll start with them. I don't know what was going on, but it seemed like they were, obviously we talked about it, very, very soft coverage. The aggression wasn't there. Missed tackles. I love Revo to death, but after seeing him up close and personal, we need someone else in there, especially that's not an NFL safety. I'm sorry, bro. And we love Jeremy. We love Jeremy Reed. He is a special teams demon. We need to let him continue to be a special teams demon, bro. We do not have to cross train everybody. No, without a doubt. I mean, he came down and missed so many tackles. I was just editing the vlog last night and I seen like Tyler Algier should have been tackled 15 times in the backfield. You see Revo just flying by me. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, they had Bijan and Algier looking like McFadden and Felix Jones back in them Arkansas days, bro. They was moving, they was running it up on us, bro.
Without a doubt. And that's the crazy thing too, is because Bijan Robison had 100 yards receiving. And had they continued to give him the ball, I'm sure he would have went over 100 in rushing as well. But it just felt so like what is the game plan? It's just soft. It's Drake London out. How many out routes? How many corner routes are we going to give Drake London? How many is the curl routes are we going to give him before a Commanders player just finally touches him or anything like that? In Marshawn Lattimore, double move, the slowest double move I've ever seen in my life. And still gets beat over top with the penalty on flag. That's an and one move right there. Like, oh man, it was bad. What else? I mean, that was pretty much it in terms of the defense, just the poor play calling, the lack of execution. I really wanted to see more. I know we've talked about, I think last time we were on your page, we talked about like, where the hell is Frankie Luvu? I'm going to be real with you. Some people said they felt like this was his best game. I still left the stadium wondering like, where's Frankie from last year? The best thing I seen from him on Sunday was his cleats, them yellow Joes.
Hey, what I liked from him on Sunday was that unlike a lot of guys on defense, Frankie Luvu was trying and he was flying around and trying to get stuff done. He got a sack, We're happy to see that, but Luvu actually looked like he wanted to put hands in his body on someone on Sunday, and there was a lot of other business decisions happening. So I at least like his effort on some. We haven't seen the demon from the screw loose ooze demon from last year yet, but that was the closest to me that we've seen so far.
Now, without a doubt, and that's why I was going to bring up my next point to where I think everyone is starting to kind of realize, hey, we got to start to question Joe Witt, and his play calling and his and how he has his matchups and whatnot. But I was just going to kind of make that point, like, what if it's a schematic issue with Frankie? Like, last year, we seen how good he was. Why? Real? Because he was just playing free, doing whatever in a sense, rushing the passer, just being crazy. And it seems like this year, I don't know if they're like they're holding him back or they're just trying to have him do other things, which I guess is a part of the territory of becoming an all-pro and one of the best linebackers in the game, to be added more to your plate. But I need to see that Luvu from last year. Just cut him loose. So you can kind of answer that in a standpoint as well, along with Joe Witt and the issues that he's facing right now.
First of all, I was saying this yesterday when we did our King stream. It's almost like this defense has never seen an motion before. Like, it's like the motion was just introduced to sports this season, because all you got to do is do pre-snap movement and get Mikey and Marshawn Lattimore moving, and all of a sudden we are stuck, bro. We've given up almost 600 yards to pre-snap motion plays in 2 losses this year. 2 losses, we've given up almost 600 yards to motion. Like, what is the problem here? Do we not practice pre-snap movement? I don't know what it is, but Joe Witt is having a problem making adjustments. We wait till too late in the game to bring pressure. Even when we do bring blitzes, it's not enough. Dan Quinn said we need to start stunning more. Maybe Dan Quinn needs to start calling the defense. I think the last recourse is Witt needs to leave the box and he needs to come feel the temperature from the sideline, because we're bad at zone. We're bad at man. Our coverage, we're giving up everything teams want vertically. We don't get to the quarterback consistently, and I don't care what those pie graph analytics tell you. We don't. We don't have a demon coming off the edge. Dorrance is our best edge rusher, and we're putting him in coverage on 3rd down. That freeze frame of that 3rd down play of not one defender guarding the 1st down line makes me want to pull my hair out, bro.
Ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sitting in the stands, and I said, hold on, I gotta be tripping. Is that 92 dropping back and coverage?
I know that ain't who I think it is.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that is giving me like just bad PTSD of Jack Del Rio and Greg Minuski and Joe Burry days with that kind of play calling right there. But you kind of hit on it. I don't know if our stadium does this. I could be wrong, but they literally on the Jumbotron broke down like the statistics of how this game is being called. We sat in zone for, I think it said 78% of the game. And clearly, if you're giving Michael Penix time in the pocket, this is a guy that last week prior to didn't have much time. You seen him put up 0 points. You let him sit back there with minimum pressure and just building the house. He's a first-round quarterback for a reason, so I'm sure he has the ability to find open receivers like it was nothing. I think the most disappointing thing for me were, like you mentioned, the second and longs and third downs. Even with everything that went on, we had 2 opportunities. Some even say 3 because it was a 3rd and 3, and there 3 opportunities to get off the field late to get the ball back to the hands of Mariota. And I have confidence that if you get the ball back to Mariota, I'm already thinking we're going to go down and score. And I say, hey, Dan Quinn, go for 2. Let's go for 2 and try to get this victory right there. But the disappointing thing, 3rd and 16, it's like they ran that same exact play, I swear, like 15 times. It's just send a guy in motion and run a corner route. Kyle Pitts wide open, Drake London wide open. It was just all day long for this defense. And it just sucks because you say it's elementary stuff that we're struggling with grasping at this point. And we got Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey, and Quentin Johnson seems like it's like he figured it out, right? Like we got those guys, and then DJ Moore and company and all of that. So as you mentioned, like the schedule doesn't get that much easier when it comes to
it gets harder. And like we took for granted the weakest part of our schedule, because if we got out of here at 3-1, like the Eagles, they are not playing good football right now, but they're still finding ways to win. They're winning games in which their quarterback's not completing passes for a whole half, and he's done that shit twice, and they're 4-0 versus 2 undefeated teams, a Cowboys team whose offense is scoring on everybody, and the Chiefs that are about to gear back up right now. Washington had a chance to go into October 3-1 despite missing Jaden for a couple weeks, and we blew the opportunity, man. And we have to get right to it in October. It's gonna be a long year, man.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And that's why I was gonna bring up the point to what you just said. A lot of people are wondering, like, well, we're 2-2, Juan, or we're 2-2, Rio. Like the sky isn't falling, the season isn't over. No, by any means, it's not. Like we're still in a pretty solid spot. But what I think a lot of people have to understand why fans are upset, or they're a little bit like, I guess, overreacting in a sense, is because in the 2 losses, we've looked pitiful. We've looked horrible, whether it's the Packers game or it's this game. Again, I always make the mention, you want to win every single game, but that's not the case. Had we won in Green Bay and looked good and just came up short, you know what? That may have just been better than that night. Atlanta, had we played them close, and I know on the scoreboard it says we did, but reality, if you watch the game, we got shitted on. Had we played them better and they just got us, it happens. We're sitting at 2-2, season's not done, but it's just how we have looked through the first 2 weeks, or our first 2 losses compared to how we looked in our first 2 wins. And you can even admit, like, even in our 2 wins, we've had a lot left out there on the plate for both the Giants and Raiders game.
Whole lot of meat left on the bone. And the main takeaway is Jaden missing 2 games. It threw off the whole vibrational energy of the team this year, because through 4 weeks of the season, we haven't seen a signature Jaden Daniels performance yet. So we just went through 1 month of football without seeing 5 look like the 5 that we know and love. So it hurts and it don't feel right. We got to get back to it, man.
And now I'm bringing up the point to Jaden, as we're assuming that he'll be back. I'm sure he will. He was chomping at the bit to even come back versus the Raiders. And I want to just quickly say thank you for like having a coaching staff that has some balls and like say, hey, Jaden, because we remember they asked him, it was like, hey, Jaden, well, how was your reaction to when DQ said you couldn't play? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to really expose that, which in turn he probably was upset, and we got a coaching staff that knows how to handle him. Because what did you say, Rio? You said the biggest person out there that you don't want to listen to in this situation
is the quarterback.
It's him, right? Because he's going to tell you I'm good.
Right.
And like, but
every time.
We're getting our demon back, as everyone is saying.
Yes, sir.
But is it fair to say, or like, are you still kind of not there yet? But this almost feels like a must-win game.
No, it is.
You don't want to fall to 2 and 3, with that upcoming schedule, and obviously Jay and Dane's back. But I hate the spot that we're in, because, like, I think we're gonna win this game. I had us winning this game prior, but it's like it's almost like, damn, this is the season already. Like theoretically, it's not, but it's like I can't picture a 2 and 3 start, man.
2-3 start could end up disastrous. A lot of teams is winning right now, man. We not even in the play. I mean, it's through week 4, so you don't want to panic too much. This is like a quarterly thing, but at our first progress report of the season, we're sitting at 2-2. I'm looking at the NFC right now. The Eagles 4-0. The Niners 3-1, Detroit 3-1, Tampa 3-1, Seattle 3-1, Rams 3-1, Packers 2-1-1 because they had a stupid ass tie on their record. But when I see that, I also see the schedule that runs up on us, and nothing is a guarantee. You just lost to a team that couldn't get past the 30 on the Carolina Panthers. That Chicago game, not no gimme in week 6. They're coming off a bye. Ben Johnson's coming for blood because the playoff. The Bears are coming for blood because of the Hail Mary finish last year. And then you go up to Dallas, who could put up 40 on anybody. If we're still having offensive woes of any kind, we got to be geared up for a shootout in Dallas, and you saw how we struggled versus the backup last year. And we go from that to Kansas City on Monday Night Football the following week, and then Seattle on primetime, and then Detroit. It does not get easier. We're about to run into a lot of playoff caliber football teams, and clearly we make things harder than they need to be. If the defense don't wake up right now, it could be a long season. I don't want to go back to 2-3. I don't want to go back to falling under 500. We ain't been 500 since week 1 of last year, Jaden's first game in the league. I don't want to know what that feels like. I need 5 to bring all the vibes and the feeling back this weekend and win probably a shootout versus Herbert like he did at Arizona State his freshman year of college, man.
No, without a doubt. Oh man. I mean, and I know you had us losing that game when we did the prediction early in the offseason, man. I'm
changing that.
Yeah, I'm about to say we can't afford a loss right there, man. 2-3 would literally bring misery to us. But I mean, look, for me, I'm confident in this game because I think we've always showed a team to respond well. That's what I think this Falcons team clearly did as well. Like they responded well to a loss, and I'm hoping that's the same for us. And JD5 can just bring back as you mentioned, the good energy, the vibes. It's going to be so refreshing to see him finally just back out there in himself. Everyone else, Terry and all those guys, like we need them as well. I'm not going to try to diminish their importance, but just JD and Debo, I think we will be fine. We can survive a week or two without Terry McLaurin, as he needs that quad to be straight.
Yeah, and when he come back, I need him to get to it. Like I need him to get to it, bro. I'm watching what wide receiver ones are doing. You're getting paid like one of those. I'm looking at Puka Nacua in LA. When Terry get back, that quad better be healthy and he better be ready to start putting up some numbers. Ain't no more of these 40-yard, 30-yard games. I need numbers weekly because we got to get back to it, man.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, you already had fans skeptical of paying him in the first place for these exact reasons. Slow starts, the age, and whatever may have you. So you're only giving them fuel. And I'm sitting there on pins and needles just trying to defend my guy and say, hey, but it's definitely getting a little bit hard. I mean, like you said, Puka Nacua, it's funny you brought him up because I just saw a meme. Someone said, what did he say? He said Puka's girlfriend cheating on him is the greatest thing to ever happen to him or something like that.
Sometimes you need it, bro. Sometimes you need it. It's like with my favorite musical artists, man. Sometimes this is selfish and this is wrong, but I don't want them happy. I want them in a bad place because you get some of the best albums, the best works and projects when someone's heartbroken. Sometimes it takes a heartbreak, man. And sometimes it takes Puka got 500 yards in 4 games, bro.
That dude is amazing, man. It's crazy.
Got like what he catches.
Had he not been injured last year, we're probably having a discussion of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Puka Nacua right now in terms of top 3 discussion of receivers.
He the best in the league. He the best in the business. Right? I know they don't got their quarterbacks for real over there, but that boy Puka getting to it.
Bad. Tay Adams still can give you 125-2 on a good day. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But again, the sky isn't falling.
Nope.
But it definitely is urgent at this point in terms of the success that needs to come to this team. Yeah.
It's cloudy outside for sure.
I gotta ask you because I already know whenever you click that live button, they're probably gonna get on your head about it. Lukey is starting to show up.
Hey, yes. This is what we don't root against our players over here. I just have a very low barometer. He is exceeding expectations on a level I never could have imagined, because there's second round picks named Ben Sinnott that do absolutely nothing on a football field. So seeing one of these draft picks actually excel, Luke McCaffrey, I'm so proud. I'm not going to call you Lucas again. You've almost taken 2 kicks back to the crib, and you've scored 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games. That is more than I thought he was going to score all season. Luke, I apologize. Please, we need more of that because you are now important at work. Do it again this week. We need you, brother.
No, without a doubt. Look, I'm like in the comment sections of anything with Luke McCaffrey. They always got to bring up the fact that Rio's been hard on him, man. But without a doubt, he's like I saw it when we were watching the Raiders game. I'm like, hopefully this is a confidence booster, And then to see him go out there last week and score a touchdown and almost take a kickback. I'm starting to fall in love with this kicking format, by the way. Like I used to have a disdain for it. Like I did not like it because I'm so used to
good at it. It's because we're good at it. That's what it is.
Probably so, right? Probably so. But I used to hate it because I'm so used to old fashioned. Man, get that. Why does they have to wait to run down there? I'm so used to that. But like even taking our success out of it, I see why they do it. It forces the kick returner to have to do something.
We brought the kick return back. Now a player like Devin Hester can be discovered again because kickoffs are a thing again. They weren't a thing before they changed it.
Imagine. Ooh, that's just an imaginary take right there. Imagine Devin Hester with this rule, or Percy Harvin, or Tavon Austin, or something. That would be insane.
Highlight tape goat, Tavon Austin, man. You had to be there, man.
Without a doubt. But the success of our our kick returner is amazing. But we gotta give the spotlight to the first quarter MVP and Debo Samuel. I want you to start off with this one. Because we already know the comments and everything we all got. And even if you're not a content creator, if you're just a fan, you probably got trolled by your friend. Oh, he's fat. He's out of shape. He's nothing. That brother has been as advertised, everything for this team from training camp to now. Just talk to me about Debo first quarter, man.
He's so good. That is the MVP through the first quarter of the season. It's not close. It's not debatable. That has been the best player on the football field for the Washington Commanders in 2025. Talk about trading for a guy and them actually being exactly what you traded for. It must be nice. Can't say the same about Marshawn Lattimore St. Juice, but Debo is a deep threat. He's a vertical threat. He's running a full route tree while being a full-time kick returner. He's almost cribbed 3 kicks this year. He has 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing, and he just keeps the chains moving. That 4th down play for Mariota to Debo, that was beautiful. We didn't have that last year. Without Terry on the field, we don't have a vertical threat. Debo Samuel being a vertical threat in 2025 was not on most people's bingo cards, but we've been trying to tell the masses. We saw how they used him in training camp. We saw the routes they've had him running and how he's been routing boys up. It's not saying much because our secondary kind of ass, but we saw Debo and Jaden develop that rapport, that relationship over the summer. It even continued with Marcus Mariota. We got to find ways to get Debo the ball even more. They took him off kick return this week because he had to wear every hat for the offense. He had to get some carries. He caught 6 or 7 passes, but I would put him back at kick return when Terry gets back because him and Luke, it feels like a potential house call or a 50-yard line call every time they get it back on kick return. Y'all called him fat. Y'all called him out of shape. If that is a fat football player, more people need to aspire to be that because he's frying. Shout out to Debo Samuel. I really think he could be pushing around 1,000 yards and 10 plus total touchdowns by the end of the year. That is the heartbeat of the offense right now. I know I want to get my guy Bill going, but Debo, the heart and soul. Cliff, keep finding more creative ways to put the ball in his hand and getting him out in space because he's a demon.
No, without a doubt, he's been amazing. And just talk about that 4th down play reel for a second. Like, it was amazing that it worked, but can you imagine the guts for Marcus Mariota on 4th and 2? It ain't like you get another crack at it, right? If that's incomplete, that's incomplete. Turn the ball over on downs. Like defense is out there now. Man, that ball was beautiful. That catch by Debo was amazing. Just he's been everything for this offense. And again, we're still yet to see this offense at its full health and full ability with a full Jaden Daniels healthy and a Terry McLaurin and a John Bates and a Bill getting the most curries on this team. Like, we're still not there yet. So that's what gives me a little bit of hope. But Lord C. White, I guess this calls for a little bit of an air horn here.
Demons.
Dan Quinn just said Jaden is medically cleared and he'll practice full, and Terry is also back at practice.
We needed that. My soul needed that. I don't know about you, but my soul needed. I'm breathing a little easier today, man.
Oh no, for sure. And hey, look, Terry is an icing on top. I wasn't even prepared to have Terry practice in any capacity. So him being back definitely adds more value to that as well.
Let's go,
man. Hey, look, these are the first two to come back. Hey, soon as that John Bates, you know what I'm saying, that Jonathan Jones and Sam Cosmi notification and all, like that's the thing too. It's like it could be worse. We could be 1-3. We're 2-2 with our team banged up, and we're so close to being back to full strength. That's what gives me, the ability to still feel comfortable about this squad moving forward. But okay, we've talked about it. We've talked about the record. We've talked about the Falcons game and the wrongs and how we're injured. But just your overall, feeling about this team right now at 2-2 and with the upcoming schedule, where's your confidence lie?
It's a little bit less than what I expected going into the season, but we've had to endure a lot. But once Jaden back up to speed, that's the one thing he's the equalizer. He's the neutralizer of things. The defense, it may not be as bad as it's looked through the first quarter of the season, but defense gets better when 5 is on the field. Just the little things too. Marcus Mariota, a great job in the 2 weeks he filled in. The difference between him and 5. He turned the ball over in both weeks. The ball over in both weeks. And in the game versus the Falcons, in a shootout where you have to be perfect, that one turnover where you're driving down the field and it did not need to be forced into that spot, that changed the game. And Washington needed to score every time they touched it with that shit performance our defense did. So we need to be disciplined, and we need to get 5 back on the football field. Jaden needs to remind the world of just how special he is, that we got one of those ones here in D.C. But my confidence level, I'm still at a 7. This is a playoff football team. I don't care what I've watched in the first month of the season. September is when frauds come out. Real football and the cream starts to rise to the crop as we get closer to November and December going into the back half of the season. I need interim progress report number 2 to look better than September.
No, without a doubt. Look, this progress report, I don't know. Is it good enough to show mom and pops, or you gotta hide that in the bag somewhere or pretend you left it at school through the first 4 weeks of the season?
It depends. It depends what's allowed in your house, man. Because I feel like we bringing like a C- home right now, and that John wouldn't have cut it in my crib. But it ain't necessarily a D or failing, but a C- might have been that for me coming up.
What was I going to say? I think I was going to read this comment.
I think Sam Cosmi got activated. I think his 21-day window was activated this morning.
Yeah, I think someone said it too. Was it someone said in the comments that Cosmi's back, man. Whew. Yeah, there you go. The Commanders have opened 21-day window practice up for Sam Cosmi. He's been on a physical before list to a torn ACL. The team has also signed Antonio Hamilton and placed JJB on IR with a torn pec. As a pass rush game that's already been trashed, losing Javonte Jean-Baptiste hurts because we've already been. Von Miller hasn't given us anything. It's been Dorrance and nothing else, truly, to this point in terms of consistent pass rush. But Andrew says this, Rio, and I want your opinion on this. We need to move Mikey back out, bench Lattimore, put Noah in the slot. And I know a lot of people didn't want to entertain this possibility, but I've been a big fan of Mikey outside since last year. It was a big reason why I felt like, and I know a lot of people didn't like me saying this, but it's just how I felt. If they were to run it back with Noah inside and Mikey and Marshawn at the point before we knew he was what he is now, as the starting 3 corners again, I was fine with it because I see it week in and week out. Mikey is more comfortable. Not saying he can't eventually grow into a very good inside corner, but every single time he's just seeming to be undersized and a step slower when he's inside. But outside, it's like a different kind of feel for him. So what's your take on that?
The problem is he's 5'8", and it's going to be mouse in the house every time a receiver. Like Drake, he wanted no parts of Drake London. He can run step for step with a guy like that. When the ball gets thrown, he's not stopping it. Like, you can't put him against a possession receiver. He's going to run into too much of that. We've cross-trained this man enough. He needs to stay where he's at and needs to get good at it because Mikey's not playing good football right now, especially not to the level that we've seen and that we know he could be playing and ascending to. So just leave him where he's at. Get good at this position. This is where you belong. You're a 5'9" cornerback. You don't need your little ass on the outside. Get good at your spot. Get comfortable. And Joe Witt needs to use him like the player he was in college. Why don't I see Mikey blitzing more? Why don't I see him closer to the line, man? Don't treat these players like something they're not. We have to roll with Lattimore, Mikey Sainristil, and Trey Amos. That is what we have to roll with. We have to figure it out. Joe Witt Jr., we traded real compensation for this player, Marshawn Lattimore. Find a way to make him effective again. And if it comes to a point where you're even putting him in the right spot and he's still not making plays, then get him off the damn football field. But I think we need to leave Mikey where he's at because Mikey moves around too much. He's not got comfortable at a spot yet, and I don't want his low ass having to guard big receivers. So leave him.
I mean, look, when it comes to Mikey, he mentioned he's a playmaker, right? He's a guy that you utilize in so many different phases. But, I mean, even in the slot, that Drake London play early on, that was a slot play. So it's kind of like you can't hide him. He's going to be a mismatch either way it goes. That's why I was kind of leaning more towards like, hey, might as well just find whatever he's more comfortable in. That's outside, that's outside. Let me ask you this because I'm going to make a video on this a little bit later. What do you think the fix is for Marshawn Lattimore? I started to entertain, and I know we've traded compensation for him, but shit, he's here. I'm trying to find a way to make him good. And if it's not him playing off coverage and they're too scared to press him, I'm like, look, he was a physical corner. He's a guy that presses. If he gets beat like that, so fucking be it. He's already getting cooked now.
Right. You got to put him in man. You got to put him in. He's a press man corner. Put his ass in press man. The problem is he gets beat there too. But if the only thing he's capable of doing is press man, put his ass in press man because it looks bad. It looks bad. It looks like a guaranteed completion or a penalty every time we put that man in zone coverage.
Shout out to David from LA. We'll be out there. Well, we'll be out there next week. But hopefully we bring the dub. I think you told me you're going to be at that game, so hopefully you can. No, he's in LA.
Oh yeah, he's at that.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I paused. I don't know why I said we're gonna be out there. Like I'm about to be in LA. But
you going to SoFi? Okay, walk back road trips. Oh, my boy living.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna hold you. It felt like I was actually planning the game. The way I was traveling to the jump and really felt depleted. Shoot, they gotta pay me to come out there. That's across the country. But what was I gonna say? Okay, this is what I was gonna talk about. Marshawn Lattimore, my theory is push come to shove. Got no Will Harris, man. We need a safety. What we talking about? J. Ram
Darnell Savage, man.
Hey, look, he immediately came in and gave him a touchdown. I ain't harping on him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't harping on him. I'm gonna give him the benefit of he just got
to be expected. To be expected. You know? Honestly, that fits in with the room, so we got to give him time to get acclimated.
Nah, for sure. But no, you're turning that down. That push come to shove, he's just can't find a way to get right at corner. You're not entertaining the fact of moving on the safety with them cornerback instincts and us needing it, honestly speaking.
I'm back, man. I'm ready. I don't know what the answer is at safety, but Quan Martin needs to play better too. Quan Martin and whatever safety we put next to him needs to show up, show out, and do better than what they've done so far. Point blank.
Without a doubt.
I don't think Gabe Taylor is the answer either, by the way. No one in the league thinks Gabe Taylor is the answer. So I don't think he's going to come in. Undersized safety is not necessarily the answer back.
Man, they won't let that go. They love Gabe Taylor,
they need to let it go, though. He's not in the league for a reason, guys. Come on now.
Let's see. I'll take a couple more comments and then we'll get up out of here. Had my guy Rio Robison on for just quite a bit to chop it up about the squad as we're 2-2. They say Chosen. Asante Samuel was the first person to congratulate Chosen Anderson. We should go get Asante Samuel Jr. Chosen Anderson, first of all, I call his ass Robbie because he ain't done nothing since he changed his name to Chosen Anderson.
That boy
Any
played
thoughts
about
on
as
that?
much football. I mean, he played about as much football as us over the last couple of years. So I have no thoughts on that. Hey, welcome to the team, man. You played before, so if you get out there, act like it. You know.
No, for real. He has I remember him for the Jets when he actually was formidable. Like he was good.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him since he changed his name. But like he doesn't do anything for me. He's a practice squad guy. I'm a little bit like with all these practice squad guys that they had to call up over the few weeks and sign and let go. Like I'm like, where's my guy Ja'Cory Brooks, the preseason, summer, not gonna say MVP, but spotlight guy that everybody loved. You got Tay Martin out there getting called up for him, who actually made a good grab. But really, reality is we don't want to see none of those guys. We want our best guys out there, and Terry. And at this point, shit, if Terry can't come back, I'll take Noah Brown in a heartbeat. Like we need somebody out there alongside.
I don't even know. I don't know who Noah Brown is anymore, man. Like I don't even consider him a part of the team until I see him out there catching passes for like a month straight. Like I'm just gonna act like he's not on the roster anymore. So I guess a signing like this, it makes sense because he probably gonna have to touch the field at some point soon.
Man, I don't even know. I feel like that's asking for too much out of Noah. Shoot, at this point, I don't know if he can make it past one quarter, bro. Like,
I don't even count Noah Brown a part of this program anymore. But shout out to Noah, man. We'll always have the Hail Mary.
No, without a doubt, that's gonna be enshrined in Washington history forever. But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let my guy Rio go. I appreciate you, my brother, for taking time out your afternoon to stop and by. Any final words you got for us? Let everyone know about you and leave us with a great message on some Castanet shit.
Hey, appreciate, man. I watched that whole LeBron stream yesterday, bro. That man Kai Cenat is living in a dream sequence, by the way. But September wasn't great, but October, we about to get right back to it, y'all. I'm about to hop on live in about 20-30 minutes, 1:15 p.m. on my channel, so we can do a little quarterly check-in, Dan Quinn presser update and all that stuff, so y'all can hop over there. But keep your heads up and keep your chest poked out, because with Jaden coming back, we about to get right back to business and start to show signs of that team and that identity of hunters that we were last year. We look afraid to go for it on fourth down now. We got to get back to being aggressive, attacking success, and seeing 5 look like 5 on a football field. It begins this week in Los Angeles. Homecoming week for Jaden. He going to have every friend, family, and female he ever knew growing up in SoFi Stadium. It's going to be a home game. It's going to be SoFi East on the West Coast, man. I can't wait to see us get back to it. We better not lose.
Hey, yeah, we can't afford it. First of all, like we need it bad than anything else right now. And you just brought it up. This is going to be a home game for the Commanders. So actually give the people that are going to come in attendance worth their admission. But thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my guy, Rio Robison, rocking the Bill hat and doing his thing. Putting this community on his back and being the GOAT that he is. So I appreciate you, my brother.
Keep eating, man. Keep eating, man. Keep grinding. Let's eat this fall.
You already know, my brother. Be safe.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my guy Rio. That's my guy right there. Killing it, doing his thing, about to be live over there on his channel. We'll read a couple more comments here, and we'll get up out of here myself. He says, funny how Witt won't interview. I think he'll interview. I don't think coaches can decline interviews. He got until Thursday is when the defense steps up to the podium. So I think we'll hear from Witt. Let's get AJ Brown out of posting Bible verses and catching passes from JD Favenberg and go. Hey, look, maybe next year. I don't do they have an out in his contract next year or something like that? I know he's been frustrated or whatever may have you for the lack of targets and whatnot and production. But hey, look, at this point, you can't blame him. I know in the past people be like he's selfish, they're winning, just be happy. No, Ocho Cinco said it best. These receivers, these players, they get paid off of production. And if he wants to go back in and get another contract, the Eagles gonna be like, AJ, you haven't done much for us over the few years. We don't want to pay you this money that you're asking. So he has a potential out in 2027. So maybe in 2 years. Maybe in 2 years. We never know. My guy, shout out to my guy Hassan. He says, no one-on-one with B-Wags. We should be good. Oh, yeah, B-Wags. Where's Jordan McGee? We need Jordan McGee to come out here, and we need him to do something on passing downs. You talk our head off about how good he is and what he provides for this team. In that sense, we need to prove it and it needs to be shown because B-Wags cannot cover whatsoever. But love him to death. But covering-wise, he needs help. Hey, yo, Gotti, I'm sitting in Chargers territory for Sunday's game. Hey, David, you know what to do, man. Hey, look, I tried to go out there and get the W, bring it home. I was unsuccessful. It's your turn to go ahead and bring us the W back home. The Washington Commanders go out to L.A. on Sunday to face the Chargers in a game that we need badly. So, David, do us all a favor and bring the W back home. But that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Just had my guy Rio Robison on the channel for a little bit. That is my guy right there. Make sure you guys sub him up and go check him out. I think he'll be live in a few minutes. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. As always, me boy Juan. Gotti. I'll catch y'all later.
Ballin' like I'm D-Sean, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.